What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into Club Jaguar here on a wonderful Wednesday night. Of course, we didn't have the show last week because I was trying to duck everybody because the Jaguars had a bad game, but I couldn't do it 2 weeks in a row, and maybe karma has caught back up to me. The Jaguars lost 35-7 against the Los Angeles Rams. Bad news, the Jaguars are on a 2-game losing streak. Good news, the Jaguars are 4-3 at the bye, which I think a lot of us would have taken. I'll go ahead and bring in the better parts of the show. I got Jordan DeLugo from Ginjag. What's up, Jordan?
Yeah, it's all your fault that the Jaguars lost in London.
Yeah, no, it's
Let's
because
just let's just place it squarely. People want to blame the defense, Trevor, receiver. No, it's Dalton's fault.
No, I jinxed it because back in August, I said when I was going through a 17-game record prediction, I said the Jaguars were going to win, and I jinxed them. Like what I said on a video clearly affected what happened over in
That was
London.
it.
So I apologize,
That was
everybody.
it. Hey, but it's Orlando Magic opening night. Shout out to the boys.
Hey, shout out to Magic. I'm a Magic fan, but I'm a bandwagon. When they go in the playoffs, I'll watch them. That's my thing. Okay, seasons are long,
Great
but
fan.
I'll go ahead and bring in Jason from Jaguars United. What's up, Jason?
You're not going to talk about how you texted me on the side and said you didn't want to talk to Jordan last week? That was the real reason?
Yo, relax.
You're not going to talk about that?
Okay. No, you guys are the ones that hate each other.
I forgot about that. I forgot.
No,
I have to be
Dalton's
reminded.
always down to talk to both of us. I was actually texting him saying I'm glad we have a week off.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's true. Jason was trying to run it, and Jordan's like, you know what? I'm not the live stream fiend that Jason is over here.
Hey, listen, you're either committed or you're not. There's no in between.
Yeah. You think the Jaguars won, Jordan would have been down? If the Jaguars won, you think Jordan would have been down?
Oh, 100%. He's a bandwagon like you are with the Magic. He is with the
Jags. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, once you start off of Magic, Gin Magic or whatever, then then I'll be bandwagoning for you guys too. So it'll be a good time. But with that said, the Jaguars. For 2 weeks ago, we were Super Bowl champions, man. We beat the Chiefs. The vibes were haven't been better in a long, long time. But since then, I felt like maybe the Seahawks caught us off guard because we were riding that high. But no excuses against the Rams. We went in there, should have been focused, but got absolutely curb stomped, 35-7. So I'll go ahead and I'll let Jason start the tone here, man. Like after this game, I guess just give us some of your rough thoughts.
I mean, I've said this on like a lot of different things. So if you've heard me say it, I'm sorry. But we are in a weird spot where people are just taking turns messing up and not executing. So it's hard to like point the finger and be like, we need to replace you, because the team just seems to be taking turns. And Liam Cohen's in that as well. Like he's also messing up. So from Trevor to the O-line to the secondary to the safeties to Cam Little to Liam Cohen, they're just taking turns messing up. And we just can't seem to get on the same page all at the same time, which brings me back to reality, to where this may be a slightly improved roster from a 4-win team a year ago, and we may need to be a little patient before we expect this deep playoff run like we all wanted.
Interesting. Jordan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are really more about what they think inside the building right now. I'm really curious because what they think inside the building, that's going to be shared with us by what they do before the trade deadline. November 4th, really interesting time because the Jaguars obviously have the bye week to get ready for not only the Raiders, but to get ready for the trade deadline as well. James Gladstone's been the most active GM in football when it comes to making trades since he got hired in Jacksonville. So I'm fascinated to see what the trade deadline and bye week kind of tells us about what they think inside the building.
Yeah. And I think that this is just such an important week for Liam Cohen. The Jaguars, like I kind of said in the intro, the Jaguars played their 2 worst games of football this year, but they're also 4-3. And you also look back at the schedule, like all of us would have taken 4-3 easily at this point. And also there have been things that the Jaguars have done good, and there's been things that the Jaguars have done bad. So they have to, Liam Cohen really has to sit here and evaluate, how they're going to get the most out of this. I know after the game, I was frustrated because like I blame a lot of what happened on execution, because it seems like, receivers may be open, but, Trevor may miss the ball, or the receiver's there and Trevor makes the right throw, but he drops it. But then I also think back, when it comes to the coaching aspect, and, if there's one guy with an illegal man downfield, shame on that player. But if it's multiple in the same game, it's shame on coaching. And it seems like there's like the penalty thing. You're getting almost 10 plus penalties, it feels like, per game. And it gets a little bit ridiculous from that standpoint. And, last couple of games, I can't really say a whole lot of what the Jaguars have done well. I mean, it's almost like this offense just ran through Brenton Strange. And Brenton Strange, when he left, he was a leading receiver. He also just helped the run game so much. And since then, Travis Hunter had a good game last game, but we're going back to, Trevor had almost 300 yards passing, but was that a true 300-yard passing game? Or, was it back to, the Blake Bortles, Al Robinson garbage time stuff? So it's just such an important time for Liam Cohen to really go back and say, what can we do well? What is Trevor doing well? Because obviously Trevor Lawrence is struggling in a lot of different areas, but the reason you bring Liam Cohen is to get the most out of Trevor. So figure out what he's doing well, lean into it, figure out how to, go back to the run game, get that going. And this is a big first test for a first-time head coach, and I'm really fascinated, I guess, to see coming back from the bye what kind of football we bring.
Yeah, it's real adversity for the first time. Losing to the and that's out of the mouth of Liam Cohen. Like he said, the Bengals game, we should have won that game. Like it didn't really feel like adversity. Everybody knows the Jaguars should have won that game, and we didn't feel like it was adversity coming out of it. It was just like, some bad breaks. This time, Seahawks game, there was really one area of your team that was completely embarrassing, which was the offensive line. There were other areas that took turn making some mistakes, but the Rams, it was like a complete shit show, for lack of a better term. It was a disaster class. It was everything you don't want to see on pretty much every front. The run defense still did a pretty good job. That's the one consistent thing I guess you could say you've had this year, at least in like 6 out of 7 games. But yeah, it's back to the drawing board in a sense, but it's also like, as Liam Cohen said, you're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They don't feel like they have so many holes that they have to reinvent the wheel. So I'm very curious to see how it plays out here.
If we're staying on that Rams game, even back in Tampa, Liam Cohen's offense works better when you can run the ball efficiently. The amount of penalties that the Jaguars are committing on offense is just totally handicapping the Jags' ability to get ahead of the sticks and to run the ball. It takes away play action. It takes away a lot of what Liam Cohen likes to do. Getting a screen for 4 to 5 yards is really effective when it's 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. When it's 2nd and 15, a 4-yard screen doesn't really help you. So it's like the penalties got to get cleaned up. And that's just like one, like I said, on the mini list of things that has to get
I think that's
cleaned up.
number one.
Yeah. I could agree with you there.
I actually don't.
Because exactly what you said is, I talked about it today. They can't consistently try to run the ball if they can't get into manageable situations. The Jaguars averaged 4.9 yards per carry against the Rams. They didn't run the ball very often because every time they did, they got called for a holding call, or they were 1st and 20, 2nd. All these different situations where it's just like an absolute, situation that you can't run the ball. Yeah, absolutely. And that's not the only issue. I think there's issues throughout almost every level of the team right now, as you mentioned, but I think that's where it starts.
You see, I think the biggest issue right now is honestly the drops, and an even bigger one is honestly Brian Thomas Jr. Brian Thomas Jr. is just a liability at this point. Not having him on the field, I think right now is doing better for the Jaguars, because he's out there we're giving him wide receiver 1 opportunities, and he's completely folding. And we can't afford to throw a ball to him on 3rd down that he's supposed to catch and just have him drop it, and then we have to punt it. especially for a struggling offense like us where we're struggling to move the ball, we're struggling to move the sticks, and there's just so many things where it's like, oh, well, we can't throw it to him in the middle of the field. Well, what's the point then? Like, I'm not going to only say we can only throw the ball to Brian Thomas Jr. on the boundaries. That's ridiculous. So there's a drops in the middle of the field, and there's, even the drop on the boundary where you just go up and you just jump up and get it. It's high up there. Like, you got your hands on it. It's not a bad throw at all. You can put it in a spot where you can get at the 5-yard line and just drops it. It's at the point where I'm like, is it even worth playing this guy? And I know, like, and maybe you play him but give him less opportunities, but I am, and it's, also beyond that, De'Ami Brown gets his drops. I mean, and we've even seen some of Trevor
De'Ami tied for 7th in the league in drops. Brian Thomas Jr. not tied. He's in 2nd. And if you include all the plays that were not drops, quote unquote, but plays that he should have been able to make on the ball, easy catches, he's number 1 in that category, in the worst way. And then Parker Washington is tied for 5th in the league in drops. I mean, he's dropping the ball, and he had multiple plays that were not drops in this game that were plays that he should have been able to make. You fall on a route, or you can't get your feet down inbounds when you clearly should have been able to. I agree that is right up there with penalties.
Yeah. And then it's just, even like, I've seen some of Trevor Lawrence's best throws come on like 3rd and long, 3rd and 15, but it's just dropped. And there's things that everybody has to do better. And I've been hard on Trevor because I think Trevor needs to play better. I haven't been super impressed with him. Like, I understand the drops and everything, but one thing I don't understand is, like, your drop back and there's a guy wide open. Like, why are you missing him? I don't think his football IQ is that high right now. And there's a couple plays I go back to. And, like, I think one happened against the Seahawks and one happened against the Rams where he's running out of bounds. And it's like, okay, he has no intention to throw it, but just throw it away. And instead he just, like, runs out of bounds for a loss. It's like just little, like, football IQ things like that can drive me nuts about him. That maybe say, like, I understand maybe coaching hasn't been the best in his career, but he's a 5th-year quarterback with a lot of starts under his belt. I just think that those are, I guess, some of my issues with him that I hope he can correct.
So you both would rank the drops above, as far on a list of bigger issues, you would rank the drops above Trevor Lawrence's performance?
Yes.
I would.
And I would put the penalties above both.
I would put Trevor Lawrence's problems above the drops. Okay. I get it's been a lot, and, like, at this point we're splitting hairs because I think they're both bad in my opinion. But you pointed to the Parker Washington catch that he should have got his feet in bounds. Trevor Lawrence should have thrown a better ball there. He was open for like 10 yards before Trevor Lawrence threw the ball. Like, there was.
So that's not about the throw. That's about the timing.
The time, but that's on Trevor. I mean, and Trevor could have thrown it better there, give him a chance.
He had the opportunity to have both feet down. I mean, he was right there.
I mean, the defender made a good play on the ball because the ball was so late. And then you look at the missed screen pass, the easy pass. You look at the airmail on the tight end, the throw to Travis Hunter.
Okay, what did Trevor do on the play after the?
You're right, and he made up for
Johnny
it.
Munt.
He made up for it, but
that's the thing is he always makes up for it.
He doesn't always make up for it. He made up for it that time. He doesn't always make up for it. I mean, when
a lot of the time he does.
Even one of the throws that he threw that was a catchable ball on, like, a deep crossing route by BTJ that should have been catchable, but he dropped. I mean, he could have checked it down to the tight end who leaked out, and they could have gotten a 4th and 2, 4th and 1. Instead, they had a 4th and 15, and then they had to go for it on 4th and 15. And it's like, Trevor is not only throwing, in my opinion, uncatchable balls. The out route he threw to Travis Hunter, where Travis Hunter was a drop on a catchable ball, where he had to go out with
that wasn't a drop.
And try to.
That wasn't a drop.
Ball. If you look at Daniel Griffith's catchable ball,
no, that was not a drop.
The one there where he went out with one hand, like,
it was
Trevor's
not a drop.
Got to do a better job. And
I'm saying that wasn't a drop.
Yeah, you're saying it was a bad throw.
No, I know, but that was in
the timing was off on that for sure.
That was Daniel Griffin's catchable ball, that percentage that Trevor Lawrence is getting credited for his receivers being bad, that everyone's pointing to. And
well, I mean, like, Brian Thomas Jr. has been bad. De'Ami has been bad,
and no doubt, and no doubt. And I don't mean to hog
inconsistent.
I don't mean to hog the microphone, but I think one issue of of not making Brian Thomas Jr. your one. Like you can do that on a lot of formations where they just have max protection and 2 guys running deep routes. You can take Brian Thomas Jr. out of that play. But a lot of their 10 personnel with 4 wide receivers, half of the routes are designed to beat 2 high and the other half are designed to beat 1 high. And Trevor has to pick. So they're not designing BTJ to be like the number 1 target. They're designing for these 2 receivers to be open in this formation and these 2 receivers to be open in this formation. So it's just kind of how Liam Cohen's offense goes. And they're all not playing well, but I think Trevor could play better. I don't know. In my opinion, I think Trevor's the bigger problem than the receivers dropping the ball.
He needs to play better. But I think the fact of the matter is, if you took the Jaguars' drops and cut them in half, if you cut them in half, they're still above average in drops, which is crazy to say. But if you cut them in half, I honestly do think you're looking at a quarterback who you feel a lot better about. And the problem is you take away all those, or you don't take them away. You include all those drops in the evaluation. You include all the times where the offensive line is horrible in pass pro, which, by the way, there's several sacks from the last couple of weeks that are on Trevor Lawrence. Absolutely. But you take all those things into consideration, and then you just have this very small sample size of what Trevor Lawrence is doing, and you're putting it under microscope. The bottom line is there's like 5-6 quarterbacks in the NFL playing consistently good football right now. They all have good supporting casts. They all have been in their offense for more than a year outside of Daniel Jones. And that's all you've got. Is Trevor Lawrence one of those guys right now? No, absolutely not. But I do think he's playing in the 10 to 15 range, especially over the last 3 weeks. And to me, that's good enough to win football games. I think he's played good enough to win football games. Oh, we lost Jason.
I don't think he can handle your
I
talk.
was so mad at Jordan there. I had to leave. No, I'm just kidding. My internet went out for some reason. I don't know why. Sorry about
They've
that.
played winning football enough over the last 7 weeks, in my opinion, offensively to be 5-2. I strongly feel that as an offense, just offensively, including all the penalties, including all the drops, including all the Trevor Lawrence, mistakes, whether it be a missed throw, poor timing, running into a sack, not getting rid of the ball, all these different things. And that's in a brand new, very complex system. I still think that there's a lot of upside on this offense with the pieces they have. The one player that I look at that I don't know how that player gets better other than just catching the ball, other than just doing their job, is Brian Thomas Jr. Like Trevor Lawrence playing quarterback in a brand new system, changing his mechanics in a lot of ways. I don't think the expectation should have ever been for him to be playing at his peak in the first couple months of the season. That wasn't my expectation. But over the last 3 weeks, he has played crazy. I mean,
okay. So I have a question for y'all, and Dalton, you answer first because this is your channel and you haven't talked yet. Okay.
Okay.
Why does it seem like every year of Trevor's career, his receivers lead the league in drops? They've been different receivers all 5 years. Why every single year of Trevor Lawrence's career is he in the top of dropped passes? Is he just the most unlucky quarterback that's ever played the game? Or is he throwing a ball that might be uncatchable?
Yeah, but I hear you on this. But what receiver has come to Jacksonville with drop problems and left any better? Like Evan Ingram right now is having drop problems. He didn't have that for the Jags. Calvin Ridley has terrible drop problems for the Titans. Like
single receiver who had drop problems when they got to Jacksonville either lost them or kept them. Every receiver who did not have drop problems when they got to Jacksonville didn't have drop problems in Jacksonville. Brian Thomas Jr. had issues in college with drops. He also double caught everything last year. To your point,
he got lucky on a lot of and I had that.
There was room for variance.
And you guys heard me say this, and I was like, I get sketched out, and this is why in August I was a little bit concerned because I thought he had drop problems last year, but some of them he double caught, and he was lucky to come down with it. Heck, his only injury last year came because he caught a ball bad. He double caught a ball against the Eagles and almost broke a rib. And now it's just kind of surfacing that this is an issue.
Yeah,
So
every single player that
are the Jags
got to Jacksonville with drop issues either fixed it or stayed the same. Every player that got here without drop issues, they didn't have drop issues in Jacksonville.
So the Jags are just signing and drafting players with drop issues for the last 5 years. Is that the answer?
Yes. One of my main criticisms of Brian Thomas Jr. as a prospect was I didn't know how consistent his hands would be in the NFL. He didn't attack the football.
Well, here's what's crazy to me though. The Jaguars only have 2 receivers in franchise history that have 1,000 yard seasons for the Jags. That's Keenan McCardell and Jimmy Smith, and we've had several 1,000-yard receivers since then, but those are the only 2 guys that have put it up twice. I don't know what's going on with the receiver position, but I mean, I just don't buy into the fact that like. Because I have a lot of criticism of Trevor Lawrence, I do, and I'm probably holding a lot back. But if the ball's hitting you in the hands, I don't understand this whole uncatchable ball thing. It's there in your hands. Like, does he need to throw it like a does he need to throw it like a hot dog? Like I don't like. Does he need to throw a knuckleball? I just don't understand.
I mean, just think about the drops from this game. Yeah, every single one of them was on the money in stride.
And Trevor, I mean, not Trevor. And Jason, do you think he throws an uncatchable ball? Like, and can you help me understand what an uncatchable ball is?
An uncatchable ball, and listen, I'm just looking at the fact that through Trevor's entire career, his receivers have led the league in drops. And like, yeah, you can point to his tight end here and there, Evan Ingram. You can point to a guy that was like, oh, he, whatever. You can put all that, but for some reason, every single year of Trevor Lawrence's career, his receivers lead the league in drops. So I look at that.
At players that are leading the team in drops.
But Jason, I asked you, you didn't answer. What receiver has come here with drops?
Okay, I'm getting there. Okay, so I mean, I've seen a lot of passes where I've seen other quarterbacks, like especially in that short and mid range, where they can put touch on the ball, lead the receiver as they're running, and Trevor Lawrence is bulleting the ball at them or throwing it behind them where they get both hands on them. They have to stop in full stride and turn around. I can
agree with that.
And like, I get it. And I think Kurt Warner said it best. He said, Trevor Lawrence makes throws sometimes that are eye-popping, that he's the only guy in the league that can make that throw. But then he makes ridiculously stupid passes on easy throws that bottom-tier quarterbacks can make, and it's just confusing. I think that's the best way to put it. That's just who Trevor is. And
I think inconsistent is the best way to put what his season has been so far. Like I said, I think he's in the middle of the league.
Career.
Yes. No, 2022, 2023, he was not inconsistent. He was inconsistent last year. He's been inconsistent this year. He was not inconsistent in 2022 and 2023.
I mean, there was a stretch. I'll give you the stretch he had.
He wasn't.
It's like when you flip a coin 100 times, 15 times is going to be heads. That happens.
Do you think it's fair to, not just for Trevor, but for this offense, for all of the players that are new in this offense, to say it's going to take some time to master this complex offense?
Sure.
Because I'm not sitting here trying to tell people that Trevor Lawrence is playing top 5, top 10 football. I'm saying he's been in the middle of the pack. And almost every quarterback in the league outside of the top 5 or 6 has been in that same range throughout this 2025 season. There's not a lot of consistent quarterback play in the league right now. There just isn't. And there's not a lot of consistent play. I mean, I think when you look at where Trevor Lawrence is ranked amongst his peers at the quarterback position, compared to where the Jaguars' offensive line has been the last 2 weeks, compared to where the receivers have been the last 2 weeks, compared to where the pass rush, the pass coverage, and the kicking game has been the last 2 weeks, Trevor Lawrence is very low down the list. He's not helping you win games, in my opinion, the last 2 weeks, but he is not the top reason that they have lost.
So how would you guys power rank the Jaguars' issues right now? And I guess I'll start, since this is kind of a loaded question. I'd say drops are the top. I think after that, honestly, in my opinion, is Trevor. And my thing goes to what Jason said. Like, I don't think passes within 5 yards are right. Like he puts it off the money. It is hard when you're a little bit further away. If you're 20 yards downfield, it is a little bit easier to adjust your body. It's a lot harder to do that, when you're closer to the quarterback. Number 3, I would say, is definitely penalties. Number 4, geez, probably. I mean, we haven't even talked about the defense, which, by the way, hasn't been very good the last couple weeks. I mean, no turnovers, only 1 sack. Rams scored touchdowns
Not very
on 3 out of
good
the
is an
first 4.
understatement, Dalton.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people had said, "Oh, well, Jaguars defense kind of helped them hang around, in the second half." But like 3 out of the 4 first drives for the Rams ended in a touchdown. So it's rough. Yeah, offensive line is a big one. I don't know what happened to them. All of a sudden, they suck. I would be making a move because I would be holding somebody accountable on a team. All they've done when it comes to holding people accountable is like trading them away, which I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I mean, yeah, it's interesting, but I mean, Cam Little, they're not, they had a great talk. I hope that leads to stuff, but I'd be bitching Patrick McCarry. I'd be saying, hey, you're not good enough. I mean, I think the Jaguars had some good depth. I know Wyatt Milam has been injured, and I don't know if he played much right guard in training camp, but let's be real, we haven't really been using many of our rookies. We've been using Travis Hunter. Obviously, Caleb Ransaw sucks about his injury, which, by the way, I think we're kind of seeing what his role would be in the last couple of weeks after seeing what Dewey Wingard has been kind of doing. And we got Jonah Monheim for a game. Ryan Lane has been kind of a beast on special teams. Shout out to him. But outside of that, I'd be kind of dipping my toes into this rookie class and seeing if maybe Wyatt Milan can help us at right guard. But those are just some of my big issues.
I want to hear yours, Jordan, before I say mine.
I mean, my top issue is penalties. My second issue is drops. I mean, they're on like a blistering pace. It's crazy. My third issue overall, probably the kicker. I mean, it's been untenable. They are leaving so many points on the board the last few weeks.
And it's changing the game. It's changing the game. It's changing the trajectory of the game because you missed that kick and they stopped kicking field goals. Like they got too far behind.
Yeah. I also have no idea why on 4th and 2, when you're down 14-0, you're deciding to kick it with a kicker that cannot make it right now from 50 yards out.
Yeah, that's a bad. And that's one thing that's getting exposed a little bit is Liam Cohen. I mean, Liam Cohen, some of his decision making, I don't know.
Yeah. I honestly think the number one issue is just newness, as Liam Cohen was saying. It's also new, and people are struggling from the top down. But yeah, penalties, drops, kicking. I mean, the defense has been horrible the last 3 weeks. It has been horrible. They made an adjustment in the second half against the Seahawks that allowed them to slow them down, which was just blitzing. They tried to blitz against the Rams in 13 personnel, and it did nothing. They were getting eviscerated. So the defense and the defensive issues, I think Camp is up against in between a rock and a hard place right now because he can't get pressure with 4, no matter what he does right now. And
yeah, that's pass rush is way higher on my list than y'all's.
Well, that's very high for me. Pass rush is, I mean,
it's kind of hard to power rank these without having power rank ahead of you.
There are so many important issues.
I should have we'd had to literally write down all the issues and kind of
pass rush is critical
them for us. Yeah, pass rush is bad.
The fact that the defense cannot stop an opposing team in the first half is awful. Like the Chiefs were running up the score in the first half early on. The Seahawks were scoring a lot in the first half. The Rams were scoring a lot in the first half. And a lot of it is the pass rush. And then you also I don't think your safeties can really cover. You don't have real coverage safeties.
I got penalties number 1. I'm with Jordan there. I got Trevor number 2. I got drops number 3. I got pass rush number 4. I got offensive line only because that's lumped into penalties. That's 5. And then, I mean, Cam Little's pretty low on my list. I get that it's changing the game. I mean, you can't get away from a 50-yarder is an old school 40-yarder. Like your kicker should be able to make a 50-yarder.
But down 14-0 at 4th and 2, I just didn't get it.
But I knew. Did both of y'all had the same feeling as me that Cam's gonna miss this kick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame, 100%. Man. Like,
yeah.
And I don't know. Like I don't know if I agree, and I don't know how to handle this. I mean, I would have had maybe open up maybe a kicking competition. I don't have much loyalty to Cam Little. he's only been on Jags for 2 years. It's not like he's a 10-year vet and all of a sudden it's like Josh Scobie where all of a sudden he has a little bit of the yips. It's like I don't know, man.
I've said it 100 times. It's like a golfer.
Yeah.
Like a golfer, man. You can get hot, you can get cold. We've seen every kicker do it. We've seen kickers do it here in Jacksonville. We've seen them do it all over the league. You just got to hope and pray that he gets hot again.
Yeah.
Duval's Toilet says this fan base is shit.
Yeah, he's been throwing some super chats my way.
Why?
We're actually not that bad compared to a lot of.
What are we saying here?
Well, no, he's a Trevor Lawrence stan. So like when I say when I'm critical of Trevor Lawrence, he comes after me. He came after me. He found me on the AFC South roundtable. He was throwing super chats on my show yesterday. Maybe he'll throw us some money here so we can read his comment about. I mean, he would love you, Jordan. He would love you.
Well, my number one thing with Trevor right now is I think that multiple times early in drives, every game, he either makes a bad decision or a missed throw that disrupts the rhythm of and the flow of the offense. And then he's trying to make up for it. A lot of times he does. And then, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes the receivers don't catch the ball, whatever happens, right? My number one issue is the early down and early in the game execution and just decision making by Trevor. Yeah. He said it himself. I mean, he had Travis Hunter to start the game, play number one, should have hit him. If that play goes differently, how much differently does the game go? I don't know. But that's the tone you set early on in drives and early on in games.
Yeah, and we're hard on him because he's the quarterback. He makes the most money of anybody in the organization. Like the Jaguars can, if he makes those throws, the Jaguars can really rise. And I'm a big believer in the butterfly effect. Like if he makes that throw and gets that first down, I mean, the whole entire game could be completely different. If you get this long sustained touchdown drive and you never know on the next drive, maybe you get lucky and, get a 3 and out, then you're getting the ball back up 7. One thing I will say, which I need Liam Cohen to stop it. We're winning like every coin toss and we're saying we want the ball. No, let's just, can we start deferring again? I don't think it's working out for us.
Our defense has been playing well in the second half. I mean, we forced 3 straight 3 and outs in the second half.
They still gave up 14 points in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't good. We got embarrassed. Okay. That's a good question for y'all. I thought about this all week. I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. Do you think Liam Cohen and Gladstone are more likely to make drastic changes after getting embarrassed by their former mentors? Like, do you think that affects their or do you think they're like, nah, we're professionals, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing? Because if it were me and my former mentor just beat my ass, I would be like, all right, we're changing everything. Like do you think there's going to be more changes now because it was the Rams that did it?
It shouldn't. It absolutely should not at this level. But you never know.
I wouldn't mind Liam Cohen doing some drastic things to change things up. I would hope that the guy controlling our roster isn't going to go out here and be like, you know what, F it, I'm trading for everybody. Because after that one,
people he doesn't like. So I mean, I like that. That's
after this, I think you're running out of players you can trade away, right? I mean, who else? who else can we cut bait with? Anyone want Walker Little? Maybe we can get a pass rusher. It's I don't know, but. We'll see. But real quick, I want to get the super chats, but also I want to give a shout out to this channel sponsor, Sleeper. Oh, I gotta add Jason back in here. There we go, Sleeper.
Nah, we're
you guys use promo code UCFJAG. You're gonna get a free $20 entry over there. And of course, we always like to make picks, but we got a really fun one here about Brian Thomas Jr. Future drops on the season. No, I'm joking. It'd be cool if we had that there, right? It would be cool because that's one that I would not lose money on taking a higher. So,
well, you never know. Do they stop throwing on the ball? I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope so.
So what we can do?
Well, I don't want Parker Washington getting 10 targets a game. That's for damn sure.
I mean,
yeah. And that's the hard thing about this team is I thought going in, the one question I didn't have was we have a wide receiver 1, and now.
We do have wide receiver 1. He's wearing number 12.
Yeah,
we have.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that real quick.
Okay.
Let's let Sleeper have their.
All right. Sleeper, aka Trevor Lawrence's nickname.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence's nickname, aka I'm not going higher on any more Trevor stats on here anymore. So
hey man, I bet you would have got it this week.
Yeah, he would have got it.
Yeah, you would have.
Yeah, he had almost 300.
Talking about.
I mean, he
Okay,
completed
so-
less than 50% of his passes, but he had almost 300 yards. So,
Yeah.
What's his completion percentage if you take those drops away?
oh, okay.
Oh.
The catchable
Ooh.
balls. That
No, just the drop, the actual
okay.
drops, not the catchable balls.
And what
We'll
about
just
the
go with
new one going
actual
around?
drops.
The one the TTT time to
Time to
throw.
throw?
I haven't seen that a lot lately, but it's legitimate. It's legitimate. Okay, so we got another Carson Wentz game. Tomorrow night we had the Vikings and Chargers. Chargers couldn't do us a solid. Couldn't defeat the Colts, but it is what it is. We got some guys here. Jordan Addison. They want us to take him. They lowered his down to 48.5, so I'll just throw that one on the higher. Lad McConkey. I got Lad McConkey.
That does say 48, not 40.
Yeah, 48.
I'd
Okay,
still take
making
that.
sure. Yeah.
I got Lad
I don't mind
McConkey
it.
in our chop league, Jason. We're getting down to it, man. We're still not chopped.
I couldn't get anybody. I just
Yeah,
This
he's
game
been
freaks me out.
he got he spent like $250 on Tony Pollard at like week
yeah, that
2
was a
or
miss.
something.
But I got Quentin Johnson.
There you
who's been
go.
lights out. So
And
See,
what's
I got
he
a
at
lot
here?
of money.
What do we
I
got,
think
Quentin
I
Johnson?
think I have the most money to spend. Okay, Quentin Johnson, 40.5 receiving yards. Man, this could be a game where people light up. I might.
Okay,
Quentin
so
Johnson, I don't know
I-
about that. He's more of a touchdown guy than a yards guy.
That's true.
I'm playing against Jordan Mason in fantasy this week, so I would probably take him to score.
Okay, there we go. I like that. I like you taking
That's
one.
probably a
for the
good
team.
idea.
Yeah. I've been benching Brian Thomas Jr. expecting him to go off because I benched him. It's been the right move, unfortunately. But
this game does freak me out because like the Vikings defense can just have one of those sicko games. They know where to attack the offensive line.
It's gonna be a good game.
What's
former
Thule?
Jaguar
What's
legend
Thule
Josh
got?
Oliver. Thule.
Oh,
Former
down,
Jaguar great Josh
It's
Oliver.
down. I would give him a sack.
Where's he at? I don't even see him.
You passed him again.
It's
There he is. Oh,
Thule.
Tuli Pelotu.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the last name. Okay. We'll give him a sack. That's a good little multiplier here. All right, so we're gonna do this one. $5 to win $32, guys. By the way, promo code UCFJAG will get you free $20. So no money down. You can just throw it down and just have an absolute blast with us. So shout out to them. They sponsor Club Jaguar. They make Club Jaguar possible. Without Club Jaguar, we wouldn't even be on the air. It'd be a dang shame. But yeah, shout out to Sleeper. We appreciate them. But yeah, like you were saying, Jason, one of the things you were in my live stream yesterday, which I appreciated. I was throwing out there things I would do if I were Liam Cohen. One of the top things I would do, I think Travis Hunter needs to be the feature wide receiver on this offense. I'm tired of and I don't know why it's so difficult to give him the ball. It's like we get him the ball in these weird screen plays. He always makes the guy miss. We rarely go downfield. We have to figure out how to get him going because he's an absolute beast.
Yeah, I mean, did he get the most targets last week? Right?
14.
Yeah, I mean, he got the most
Took
targets.
till the second half.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just felt like it was too much in garbage time.
Yeah.
Didn't play defense in the first half. Didn't catch the ball target in the first half. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, why target a guy, when you got Brian Thomas Jr. and Jamie Brown?
And Parker Washington.
I think Parker Washington's been
Johnny
good.
Munt.
I think Parker Washington's been good. I mean, if you're going to reset the roster after the bye, it's Travis Hunter and Parker Washington 1-2.
It's just the issue is we spent 3 first-round picks
I
on
don't
wide
like that
receivers,
one
and
bit.
Parker Washington is our most reliable receiver. It seems like at least that's how
He
the
is
offense
not.
is playing it. I mean that's how Liam Cohen is calling it. I don't know why he gets so many he has so many more targets than Travis Hunter on the season. It's crazy.
I have no problem with Parker Washington. I don't know where this.
I like him on the team. I like him as a wide receiver 4. Now on this team,
You just went through how De'Ami Brown and Brian Thomas Jr. can't be trusted to catch the ball.
De'Ami Brown shouldn't be your top 3 right now.
Are we trading for a receiver, you think?
Tim Patrick, you big Tim Patrick guy?
No, I'm saying, look, I'm not saying the Jaguars' current roster. I'm saying if you have a healthy wide receiver room with the way these players are playing, De'Ami Brown should not be a top 3 receiver. He's scared to go over the middle too. I mean, that was pathetic.
Yeah.
He has a play.
Scared to make blocks too.
He has okay. Did you see that? I clipped this play on my film breakdown yesterday. Liam Cohen drew up the best lead block from Parker Washington or from Jamie Brown getting into the B gap. I mean, it would have hit for so many yards. And Jamie Brown made a business decision to not block the linebacker and move up to the corner. And then the running back it was ETN, got tackled at the line of scrimmage. I was like, I've seen enough. Kick him off the team.
He shouldn't be out there.
Kick him off the team. Like I hate that. Like
I'm fine with Parker being on the field constantly on this team right now. But like big picture, does that sound like a good plan overall?
I think he's been good. I think he's been more than good enough to be a 2. Absolutely.
Okay. He was bad against the Rams.
They all were bad against the Rams.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, that's one funny thing
except
about
for Travis.
Brian.
Travis Hunter was not bad.
That's one funny thing about Brian Thomas Jr. Like he's afraid to catch the ball, but like he's down to block people. Like it's not like he's completely loafing it out there, but I don't know. De'Ami Brown doing that is kind of disappointing.
Not to mention Parker Washington, one of the best assets on our team in punt return.
Yeah, that should have been a return.
Mean, that dude is just nasty.
That should have been a return.
And that was a horrible call. Horrible.
Totally changed the game. Would have gone down 14-7. And like I said, butterfly effect might have.
I was about to say that.
Might have shifted some stuff.
That was a horrible call. I mean, there's no. I thought the officials in general were horrible in that game. And I'm not just saying awful. On the Jag. I felt like they looked like they got in London at the hour before the game.
Yeah.
Just like the Jags.
It was disappointing. Shout out to Tekken. He says, are we cursed at wide receiver 1? I mean, if you think about it, since after Jimmy Smith, we had Justin Blackman, Al Robinson, DJ Chark, and now BTJ in trouble.
Wow.
And Jimmy Smith had to retire early.
I don't know what we're doing here in Duval. But I just find it crazy that like we've had so many guys hit 1,000-yard seasons. Like, all right, we got this guy. We're back. They drop off completely after that.
A-Rob got injured.
Was Al Robinson injured?
Yeah, he got injured, and then he did play well for several seasons after he left the Jaguars.
Yeah, he did.
So
we didn't want to pay him.
DJ Chark was
just a better decision.
DJ Chark was an injury. His whole career he was injured, and then it just never kind of developed. Justin Blackman liked to drink and do whatever else too much.
How dare we leave Matt Jones off this list? I am just. How are we going to leave Matt Jones?
Matt Jones, Reggie Williams. Let's go.
Jason,
RJ Soward.
Jason, you ever see them at Ginger's?
No, I don't actually. That's just me and Trevor Lawrence that go to Ginger's. Actually.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay,
maybe
that's Trevor's problem.
Yeah, maybe he's Ginger Bar Bortles.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good times. Shout out to Tekken. Says, do the Colts and the state of Indiana have devil magic? One thing I know is they don't have magic in Jacksonville, baby. Can't wait for December.
Yeah, I'll be at that one.
But no, they are playing insane football. Unfortunately, hopefully they're hitting. They're hot too early and they cool down a little bit. But they are playing like the best team in the NFL. I mean, they're the only team with one loss in the NFL right now. They're playing the best football in the NFL right now. I mean, if you're to do power rankings, they're probably number 1 right now, unfortunately.
Did y'all see the strength of schedule for the remaining of the season, though? Like,
it's probably tough.
Colts are up there. Yeah. Their Colts are up there.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's interesting what the Jaguars think inside the building. Because they're 4-3, right? Colts are 6-1. They're 2 games back. They have a much easier strength of schedule moving forward. The Colts have a much more difficult strength of schedule. I personally think even with the difficult strength of schedule, unless something drastically changes for the Colts, they're going to keep winning a lot of games. Mm-hmm. I don't know that they'll continue to be – I don't know that they're going to be 12-2, after week 14, whatever. But I think they're going to still win a good amount of games. So that's why I'm like, do the Jaguars really believe they can make noise this year? I'm not saying they can or can't, but what they believe is going to be really telling.
What are you saying?
I haven't really made my decision on how I feel about the rest of the year yet.
That's the biggest surprise of the night right there. Jordan's riding the fence.
And by the way,
I picked this team to go like 11-6 or something. I mean, I thought they were going to do very well. I still think they can, but I'm still in wait and see mode through this bye week. I don't have to predict a game this week. I don't have to do any of that.
He gets to sit back and relax and Watch some
I'm
red
Yeah,
zone.
it's been
surprised you
very
still love
relaxing.
Jaguar. With your laissez-faire attitude toward this channel and this show.
I'm doing this during the Magic's opening night, okay? Y'all need to have some respect.
By the way, you guys know who the Colts play next? The Titans. Good for
Oh,
them.
that's a loss.
7
Like,
and
I don't
1
Loss
on the
to the
way.
Colts.
I just don't know. Like, I mean, the schedule gets tougher for them. I mean, the Jaguars 5 out of the 7 opponents have winning records. I mean, the Panthers all of a sudden have a winning record. But we're gonna get our own
That's
teams.
so
like
funny.
Like if you actually look ahead, like, and I don't want to count victories before we get them, but the Jaguars still have the Raiders, still have the Jets, still have the Titans twice. So just those 4 teams, that gets you to 8 wins, and then I don't know, that makes me feel at least a little bit better. And maybe you can squeak out another 2 here and there. I mean, I don't know if 10-7 gets you in, but I mean, being 10-7 with a good AFC South record potentially. I mean, already 1-0 in the AFC South. It'll be interesting. And the Jaguars, of course, play the Texans after the Raiders, and I'm looking forward to that just because the Texans, while they may not have a great record, they're always gonna be a tough team to play because that defense is so good. But I am looking forward to kind of getting a little bit softer over here, just because I feel like every week the Colts are just kind of playing cupcakes. It really feels like.
They
But
do call
moving
you
forward,
soft
as you
dog.
mentioned about the Jag schedule, the Colts still play the Steelers, who I think are slightly fraudulent, but still dangerous, the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Seahawks, and the 49ers. Jaguars twice, obviously, and the Texans twice. So they've got some games for sure.
Yeah, no, they absolutely do. Shout out to B New. He says, remember on the first Club Jack show of the year, I said I didn't see it in BTJ and was concerned, but y'all called me crazy. Hey, I'll give it to you, B New. You did say that.
Everybody who was freaking out about BTJ before the season, congratulations.
I'll still call B-New crazy. I'll still call you crazy. I haven't changed my mind about you, B-New.
Yeah, B-New, and I'm sorry about that, and I'm happy you're out of the 30-day timeout I put you in after that comment, but it's good to have you back. B-New also said, Jason, you said your friend was concerned about Cam. Wow. Any comment on that one?
Nope.
No comment. Okay.
No comment, but the concern was there.
Yeah, the concern was there. And I remember, I think this season, I should say, I guess going back to August, I've been dragged on 2 things I said. 1, I'm concerned about Brian Thomas Jr. Totally need to touch grass. Number 2, after Cam Little missed it in San Francisco, I said, it's a time to have a conversation about the guy. So it's only 2 missed kicks. He was so good last year. Well, he has misses in 4 out of 7 games, and it's been brutal. And I hate having kicker issues, but
yeah,
I heard Liam Cohen had a really good talk with him. So
hey, a good talk can solve a lot.
Yeah,
it really can.
Do any of you guys need a good talk?
I do. Can you
Okay.
give me some words of wisdom?
Yeah. No, I can. We'll get to that later. Okay.
Okay.
I can. I don't want to embarrass you and throw all your dirty laundry out there.
I do appreciate that
in front of the whole club.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So I guess overall with this defense is like, I don't like, how does this defense get better? Because I know, we talked about how pass rush and Anthony Campanelli his hands are kind of tied on there. I mean, is the only way to really get better, you think, is we need to go and make a trade to try to bring in another, whether it be an interior defensive lineman to help bring some pass rush, or maybe bring in a guy maybe situationally on 3rd down that can do it. Is there any kind of thing that you guys would do to try to fix this?
Well, Trayvon Walker getting healthy is going to make them better. Is it going to make them better enough to be where they want to be? I don't know. Getting Travis Hunter on the field at outside cornerback is going to make them better. Getting Greg Newsome on the field should make them better. Like, why did we trade for this guy at this point? I know it's early, all that stuff.
Contract. The contract's the easy answer.
Yeah, and you're improving your draft status. But so were you really that comfortable in Buster Brown to say we don't need Tyson Campbell? We're okay with moving on from Tyson Campbell. I thought
Greg Newsome actually had a decent game last week. I mean, he had a nice.
He wasn't on the field enough, though. That's my point.
I mean,
he did play well.
Yeah, I
think he should be on the field.
He had a tackle for loss against the screen that he beat with speed. I thought Greg Newsome looked pretty good last week, so I'm not too worried as much as other people are. I mean, I know
I'm
Tyson
worried
Campbell
that he's not on the field.
I mean, he's on the field. I mean, they got Monterey Brown out there a little bit, and Monterey Brown
Greg
had one
Newsome
good
and
play.
Travis Hunter need to be your outside corners.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean,
it
listen,
doesn't have to be 100% of the time.
Listen, if you're not going to get a pass rush, and make no mistake about it, the Seahawks and the Rams both out-schemed us. Like, it was no doubt about it. They out-schemed us, and the only way you can beat someone that out-schemes you is just a dominant pass rush, and we do not have that. But like you alluded to that 13 personnel, there was a Reddit post about it. Look, listen, both Liam Cohen and Sean McVay went into this week with 2 wrinkles that they tried to confuse each other with. The Rams went with the 13 personnel look with 3 tight ends, and Cohen came in with the tackle over look. They both tried to bring something in that they had not shown all year, and Sean McVay's was better. It worked better against us. But that tackle over look with Cole Van Lanen was
Cole Van Lanen on the move.
That was Liam Cohen's version of the 13 personnel. And the Rams were better. I mean, they both tried to out scheme each other, and we just lost.
Yeah. I do think they need, if they want to be not necessarily all in, but if they want to be in on 2025 and try to make as much noise as they can without mortgaging their future, I do still think they need to add. My over under right now for trades is 1.5.
Wow.
What would y'all? I would take the under at 1. What?
He thinks we're only doing 1 trade, not 2 trades.
So why would your over under be 1.5 if you think we're only doing 1?
Because I think it's very possible they do too.
But you're like locked in on 1?
No, that's where I would set the line. And my question would be, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I think 1. I'm with you on 1.
Yeah, I'd probably say 1. They've done a lot so far. And it
So
also
would you
depends,
set the line at half?
Yeah.
Or 1.5?
Yeah, half. I would do half.
But it also depends because we want to buy obviously probably a defensive lineman, but does anybody want to buy anything from us? Like if there was some kind of offer made for say for example like a Walker Little, if somebody wants to get him, I know you don't want to trade tackles away, but is there a price for that? I mean, I'm just throwing out an example. Like I don't know how many players we have right now on the roster that are legitimately tradable, but I think if we do something like that, or because I just don't know how much they're willing to trade away more draft capital. Of course, we have a lot of day 3 picks, and that's the hard thing about trades. Like, I don't know what guys are going to be going for. Like, I mean, if it's a day 3 pick, I mean, you can throw those around, but will it take a 3rd round pick to get a decent edge rusher? That might be a little bit rich for the way we're constructed.
Do you think the Vegas game will determine if we're buyers or sellers? Like, if we win the Vegas game, we're buyers, then we trade draft picks. If we lose the Vegas game, we're sellers and we get rid of bad contracts. You think that's a possibility?
I think that they might I think they might try to get rid of bad contracts and be buyers.
Okay.
That would be James Gladstone's goal, I think. Like that's what he was doing with Newsome.
Yeah.
At least in his head. I don't know. I think it's so fascinating.
I certainly don't want to think of a world where we lose to the Raiders. I'll be honest.
I mean, Brock Bowers might be coming back.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to cover Brock Bowers. We know that for damn sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I've been monitoring him closely.
I think it'll be a tough game.
Especially because Ventrell Miller, I mean, he had some blown coverages last week.
The Raiders are favored right now.
Yeah, by a point.
Obviously. Are they favored right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. God, they've had some blowouts this year.
Yeah, they're a bad team.
What does that mean about us?
Exactly.
I mean, they just played the worst football game I have ever seen against the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're favored to beat the Jaguars. I mean, as bad as the Jaguars looked against the Rams, the Raiders looked significantly worse against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It was
they couldn't do it. I think Patrick Mahomes in the 4th quarter didn't even play. They benched him at the end of the 3rd. I mean,
Gardner Minshew got a whole quarter.
Minshew, baby.
Maybe we should trade for him. What do y'all think about that?
No, I think we should. I think we should go trade.
Baby.
No, I think the real answer and the guy that's going to just provide an immediate spark just to go on here and be able to move the offense, even though he hasn't played a single NFL snap, is Shedeur Sanders.
That's a good point. I thought you were going to say Mac Jones. I thought you were going to say Mac Jones,
like for a team with a very complicated offense that players are lining up incorrectly. The Jaguars need to bring in somebody with no NFL experience. That's
I cannot believe people actually think that.
Listen,
I can't.
man.
Did y'all see he was miming to the media the other day?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah.
No,
I mean, listen, if you're out on Trevor, which none of us are, but if you're a Jags fan, and listen, I'm never going to tell a Jags fan how to feel or what to believe.
No.
If you are out on Trevor, which I could listen to that argument, if you could trade Trevor's contract for a draft pick and try to get a stopgap guy, I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders, but if you are out on Trevor, there's no limits to what options could be out there.
Yeah, right. And there's a couple things for me. Like if you think that you want to go ahead and maybe trade for some kind of veteran to come in, see how that goes, whatever. If next year you want to bring in a high end backup, a guy that could actually push Trevor, I'm down for that. And even if you sit here and say, you know what, I've grinded on Shedeur Sanders' film. I think he's great at this, great at that. I want to bring him in. Okay, sure. But people saying that they need to trade for a guy with no NFL experience mid-season and act like that's going to fix what's going on here. It's like, dude, come on. Let's think a little logically here, okay? So
yeah,
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
That's absolutely wild.
Yeah. But that's how it happens when your quarterback is struggling. You got, and even when your team is struggling, you see every different take, and people are mad at you. I sit here and I critique Trevor Lawrence, and people are mad at me in my comment section. Jordan talks good about Trevor, and people are all over Jordan.
It's funny that it's like I'm talking good, calling him average, right?
Yeah.
Well, you said top 15, top 10 to 15, which would be above average.
15, I think, is squarely average.
You said top 10 to 15. So
I would say for the year, he's top 15. I would say the last 3 weeks, he is closer to 10 than 15.
I put him as my second biggest concern right now, and people are jumping
and that's not that much of a compliment. Again, that was a commentary on the league. Quarterback position is so inconsistent right now.
The local radio did like a draft, and these are Jags local radio people. They did a draft of players you would start your franchise with today, and he was 19th. I'm not saying they were right.
Of like all players?
All NFL quarterbacks starting your franchise.
Quarterbacks.
Today.
Okay.
They went 19th. They had Bo Nix ahead of them. They had Jackson Dart ahead of them. They had Sam Darnold ahead of them. So
Sam is playing great ball.
But
Sam's playing great ball. I personally believe in a big game, I would rather have Trevor Lawrence than Sam Darnold if all things were equal. All things are not equal right now. Sam Darnold has a wonderful pass protecting duo at tackle. He has a legitimate wide receiver one. He has a lot of good players around him. He has Clint Kubiak dialing it up, and he has a defense that's scaring the crap out of everyone with their defensive front. I think the Dart thing is insane. That's absolutely insane. I think that Bo Nix, Sean Payton would trade Bo Nix for Trevor Lawrence in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yes.
You think Sean Payton would rather have Trevor Lawrence than Bo Nix?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
They're not far off in age.
So,
I think they're only like a year apart.
Yeah, they're not. Yes. So I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
That's sad because Trevor Lawrence makes $250 million.
I just get scared. The thing that always worries me is I don't want the Jaguars to be the next Jets or the next Browns. These teams that let go of this quarterback that say, you know what, they're not good enough for us. We're going to move on, and then they do insane things elsewhere. Because guess what? The Jaguars are much more like the Browns and the Jets than they are the Seahawks and Buccaneers. And I don't want to be that team that does that. Shout out to Tyler Pico, just became a YouTube member. That's what's up. Threw in a $5. threw in a $5 question. Do you think BTJ is over Trevor? BTJ is jogging on his routes. I don't know. I
BTJ has never been good with Trevor, for the record. All his amazing stats last year were with Mac Jones.
Well, I mean, he's going to have to get over it. Like, he's only
agree.
hurting his own NFL career. I don't know. Like, he's got
Receivers
how many more years
of Receivers
Yeah.
are divas.
I mean, he's got 3 more years of Trevor. It's time. I mean, do you want to be good? Like, I mean, the balls are being delivered for you. I don't know how.
It's one thing to be a diva and bust your ass. Like, he's not really doing that right now.
I mean, if you mix in the hospital balls, does that affect her?
You know what diva receivers do? They go at the quarterback and yell at him for not giving him the ball. What's Brian Thomas Jr. doing? He's pouting. He doesn't dropping it. Like, Brian Thomas Jr. is much more mad at himself probably than Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion.
That's fair. I agree with that.
Yeah. Thank you.
And who knows what's going on in his life? I know people have talked about the Kyron Lacey situation.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's. No, I'm joking.
I know. Some people are like, "Oh, he's just been injured this whole time, and they're not reporting it." It's like,
I mean, that's a legitimate. I mean, could he have a serious shoulder injury? Could his wrist injury be more severe than we think? We don't know. I mean,
I don't know why they would hide that, because then they're at risk of getting in trouble if they're hiding that.
Yeah, Shah Khan could pay the fine as long as they're not taking away draft picks.
They could do a lot to punish you in terms of, the NFLPA and NFL getting mad at you for not disclosing injuries.
They could void Trevor Lawrence's contract.
They could send out a letter saying,
I thought you
don't
said
play
punishment.
for the Jaguars. Remember when they did that?
Yeah, they did that with Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, they can do quite a bit. So I really, one thing I will say, even though I'm extremely disappointed in Brian Thomas Jr.'s effort this year, I really hope that he figures it out with the Jaguars, because that is their best path forward.
Well, it's just crazy because last year he was putting up insane numbers and it didn't even look like he was trying. It was so effortless. Now it
like he's not.
Now it just looks effortless and he's not putting up numbers.
He's not catching.
Yeah. And that's one thing I was so impressed with last year. I'm like, dude, this guy is going crazy and doesn't even look like he's trying. And then now it's like, okay, yeah, maybe he wasn't trying. I don't know. Keep double catching.
Mac Jones, man.
Mac Jones, the truth.
Hey. Yeah, I would start Mac Jones.
We should
trade starting a franchise. It's Mac Jones, baby.
We should just bring back all the former Jag quarterbacks. I mean, Gardner
Jason
Minshew,
Myers.
Yeah,
I mean,
hey, stud.
Yeah, that'd be a talk about going back to throwbacks. We can just throw back to former players. All right, so we got some Mork V with a $5 donation. We're going to end it on this one. He says, given our struggles, is wide receiver a need? And if so, what would be more important, wide receiver or interior defensive lineman? Whoever wants to go first can take this.
I'll go first. I think because you traded 2 first-round picks for Travis Hunter, it is, I mean, you obviously always want to improve wide receiver, but I think the question is more like, is wide receiver 1 or 2 more important? I think the D tackle would be, although I don't hate Armstead and Devon Hamilton against the run. It's more the interior pass rush that I think we're really struggling with. Yeah, I mean, the bigger need I think is D tackle, because I had pass rush on top of my list for issues with the Jags. I think the drops will work themselves out with our receiving core.
That's a bold statement.
And we played Parker Washington. Apparently, Jordan hates Parker Washington. He wants to cut him. Wants him to be wide receiver 7 in the UFL.
Video. Top 5 in drops in the NFL. All right. It's definitely defensive tackle. I mean, you at least have Travis Hunter that you can feel really good about, and some role players that you can feel. I think you can feel good about Parker as a role player, not a 10 target a game type of guy, but as a role player. And Tim Patrick as a 5. I mean, it's your 2 and 3 that you're a little bit more worried about right now. And yes, I'm putting BTJ at number 2 now. I think Travis Hunter's got to be number 1. But yeah, you need a pass rush on the interior. And Eric Armstead's putting up some volume numbers. He's making some splash plays as a pass rusher on the interior, but he's not like that force right now. And if he became your 4th best pass rusher with Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, whoever you add, and then Eric Armstead, you could be in a decent spot.
Yeah, I'm just
Can we
looking
just
at
look
this.
at that picture for a
Yeah,
second?
what is this? Dalton Brown's fanboy? I'm so
That's how you know
confused
you've
by
made
this.
it. That's how you know you've made it.
Well, like
Oh
what?
my
I mean,
god.
I could see if it was a Texans fan, but Browns?
What did you do?
Because you went to Jordan.
I have no idea. I
This
don't think I've
guy's
ever
just
seen
got to
anything
be
about the
like,
Browns.
what can I do that's like insanely strange that could just really get under Dalton's skin?
I mean, I think it's actually hilarious. I'm just confused as to like the motivation and why the Browns. I could see any AFC South team, but the
Let's
Browns.
just make it as weird as possible.
Yeah, so Dalton Browns fanboy. All right.
Maybe this person is saying the
I'm caught.
Jaguars are the Browns.
You got me. Yeah,
I don't know.
secretly Browns fanboy. When I was having so much fun on Red Zone when I saw Tyson Campbell and Caleb Chason score touchdowns within 5 minutes of each other. Couldn't even watch Red Zone in peace.
Yeah.
Hey, if there's one guy that defended Clavon, it was me.
Yeah,
It was me. I always defended him.
it's the Jaguars' fault. Right there with
Hey,
Taven
he's
Bryan,
been
right?
balling.
I
Yeah,
never
it-
defended David.
If Taven Bryan got a touchdown, then we might actually be cursed. But I don't know if he's playing anywhere. But all right, guys, we're gonna end it here. We're going way over. Okay, the commercial breaks are, they're yelling at me right now. Got to cut the commercial. You know how it goes. But on the real though, it's been a great show. We're gonna be back next week. Jordan always posting content on the Gen Jag YouTube channel. You got anything good coming up, Jordan?
I think that tomorrow I'll probably take a look at the rest of the season and give a prediction on how it goes, since Jason's so mad that I wouldn't do that tonight. But yeah, we'll have that. We'll have plenty of stuff coming up.
I'm surprised Jordan's here, to be honest. I thought, he's
Yeah.
going to bail on us again. So
I wanted to. Trust me. I did want to. I
was
want to
like,
watch
"Come on."
my Magic beat the Heat tonight.
You're like, I
Got
hope
to
Dalton
watch the
doesn't
first
touch this.
half.
I hope Dalton.
Right now it's 123, 121. I don't know if there's an update. There's 6 seconds left.
Oh snap! All right. Well, Jason, I know you got any more live streams coming up this week, and if you do, I'm gonna go live for it to push your schedule back a little bit.
You can go live anytime you want, Dalton. I'm okay with it. I don't know. I got to work this week a lot, but check out my show last night. It was like an hour and a half, and we just broke down the film. A lot of plays from the Jags-Rams game. I tried to stay a little positive, so tried to look at some things we could build off of. I tried to be kind of honest with some things we could improve. So that's on my channel. You can go check that out if you want to.
All right. Shout out to both these guys. Their links are right down in the description box below. Go give them a subscribe. Help grow this Jaguars community, because we're all in this thing together. Okay. So with all that said, appreciate you guys for watching. Go Jags.
Go Jags.